2026, the great Indonesian rivalry will once again continue. It's Team Vitality versus Falcons, Indonesia. Miracle Eterna, let's get it started.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 1 in this ID versus ID matchup. We're heading straight into the Land of Dawn. And the big question is whether or not Team Falcons ID will be able to claim their revenge up against their bitter rivals, Team Vitality, the defending champions.
And it's really cool to see as we get into the Land of Dawn. Hold on from Yeko, taking a bit of punishment early on. Great hold on that bush from both Sev and Violet, really learning from the pattern of Vitality in the last few matches we've seen from them. But it's just really cool to see Eterna. The last 2 years, it's been home court advantage for Falcons ID in Saudi Arabia. And now we see home court advantage for Vitality.
And I gotta say, it's so surprising, it's so breathtaking as well, because I think last time around, back last year, Vitality was the one that was really under pressure from everyone that was in the venue. And this time around, they've actually rocked up with drums. So even additional support, it's amazing to see. But let's get straight into the game right now. We are seeing an array of different picks. And it's interesting to see that the Nolan actually shows up here. And I feel like it will be quite difficult for the Nolan here come the early game and the earlier or the later stages of the game, especially with how much CC there is on Team Vitality.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot more of these Nolan just farming out the Storm, clearing it out. Trying to get the prio bottom lane though. Liv doing a good job in this matchup you'd expect for a win for the carry. Sev down below with a Fracture of the Purify, not enough to get Chell out. First blood to Sev.
Caster Curse.
Caster Curse.
Caster Curse.
Yep.
But I love it, I love it. I love that Falcons are going to be able to get that a little bit ahead. And it looks like they're going to be able to chunk some gold out of that turret as well, so it will help Liv in that particular matchup. The carry will be a monster come the later stages of the game, especially when she gets her items up.
You know, this is something very, very interesting as well. Just looking at the matchup, Falcons ID, it's been so weird their run, yeah? They start off losing to Seda in a crazy underdog win, an early upset to the tournament, but then they climbed up and now they're just gonna go straight into playing strong side for the carry. They know they have no shot at the neutral objective. And the back's gonna be the all-in from Violet over to Zinni. Flicker around the safety. Violet chases her down below. Chell's able to survive. Vivol on the turtle, picks up the rectory on it, securing it. Violet gets away with the flicker, and it will just be a 2-0 start, but a neutral objective to Vitality.
And I think that's something that we can expect, right? I mean, Falcons came in here, guns blazing, utilizing a Nolan in the jungle. Meanwhile, Vitality took a slower route. They picked up the Akai once again. I think it's one of the comfort heroes that Vivol has utilized over the course of the years, especially last year. And that's something quite notable. And they're just utilizing it to get a little bit more pressure around the neutral objectives, and they've done exactly that. However, it looks like Falcons now are the ones holding on to the gold lead. It's a 1K now for them so far. And it looks like Team Vitality, though, are looking to find something else of their own. They're going in for the invade onto the enemy jungle.
Yeah, one thing that they can do, but unfortunately for them, the Nolan can clear really quickly. Sev trying to cut them down. Vivian holding this position. Raimundo with a taunt unbreakable, forces the heavy spin out. The traction pulse locks Violet down. And it will just be to disengage as Fumi Echo on this Paquito. Lethal Ignition will continue to utilize the waves up top. Maybe trying to get a few more hits on it. Liv takes the gold crab away from Chell. Forces her back as well. Fumi, though, making quick work out of that turret up top.
I haven't seen Shell in this position in quite some time. Wait a second. Viva will be actually able to pick it up. But I mean, Zev, so far, she's been playing the Nolan quite well.
Fantastic. She's been clearing it out very, very well. Yes, the turtle went to Vitality, but this is why we expected the Nolans, the Assassins, to come back. It's just that farming speed that you cannot underestimate. And then obviously the fact that you can play for your winning side in the gold lane. Something we haven't seen in a while. It's been Claude, Moskov, Harrod. You just play weak side gold. Nowadays, especially with Zev, back on the Assassins, it's all right. We don't get neutral objectives, no problem. I'll just farm, invade, and take your gold lane down.
But it is quite typical of Shell. I think last year there were moments where she was also forced in a losing lane But eventually, she usually is able to pick things up a little quicker later on when the items start rolling in. And I think that's something that we can expect. But it looks like both teams are now corralling over the neutral objective.
All in, AOG to try to help Violet escape. She actually gets over the shifting skies, forcing the flicker out of Cine. She gets to a safe spot now with the Crimson Beacon utilized. Cine gets knocked back with a Lantern Flare. It's still going to be Violet, shot down from the sky. Chev taken low, taunted up from Echo is right there to capitalize. And it's Vitality who level the playing field, 2-2 on the scoreboard.
And there's the mentality, there's the experience flowing through for the defending champions as they are 2 men ahead. I don't think there's going to be a contest here. Team Vitality will pick up the next neutral objective. And they're going to stop there. They go for the quick invade there into the enemy purple. And Nolan, you know, even with the changes, still need it. Does he get it?
Whoa. Echo almost getting an assassination up top. It's Raimundo. Yeah. Who secures the purple buff. Not the best person to be giving a purple buff, but it's better on her than on Vitality.
Damage control.
Damage control.
Damage control. But a fair fight. Falcons' idea at this stage in time. What are the winning conditions?
At this point, it's really playing into the strong side. Liv has gotten such a good lead at the start of the game. I'm surprised they even contested that second neutral objective. It looked like they had the game plan ready for Echo. Overextending quite a bit, but it's a Paquito. Just flickers out of the way. Chev opens up against a Lethal Ignition. It's a Lethal Ignition battle for Echo. In that 1v1, it was ticking down, but fortunately for Chev, she's able to escape. Vivian catches Raimundo with the Wrath of the Dryad, and now it's Liv picking up a turret down below, traded by Echo up top.
Okay, Vival gives information there, but they don't have anyone to kind of back that up. But in return, Team Vitality still pick up the turret on the top side of the map. And that gold lead that Falcons had earlier on, 1K, almost 2K, has now shifted quite slowly in favor of Team Vitality. There is some damage being placed onto Raimundo, and it looks like Team Vitality are looking for the cut.
Yep, traction pulse lands as well on Raimundo. Liv's able to pop in ultimate quickly, clears out the wave, and that's just it. Chev, though, has been struggling at matching the pace of Echo on the Paquito. Not even given space to go for the purple buff. Livy is in position, but Echo forces her to use the Crimson Beacon, and now Vivian's actually come in, backing Echo up. Vivian with the flicker after the Dryad. Good reaction from Chev. Raimundo falling back. Echo gonna go for the assassination again on Liv. Violet walks up onto Cine, no flicker. Vival with a heavy spin, forces the flicker around. Raimundo's caught all alone. The purple buff stolen away by Vival. And now it's Echo diving under turret. Traction pulse lands, but the immobilization doesn't. Vival was ready with the body slam. This turret, can they even defend it? No, they have to concede it. And guess what's up? The turtle, final turtle of the game, up and available right as the tier 1 falls in the mid lane.
Is this perfect turtle? Is this a perfect turtle? Is this a perfect game now for Team Vitality as they quickly find their own pacing here? 7 minutes being as aggressive as ever. The side lanes are definitely in danger for Team Falcons to whoever, right? At this stage of time, look at that Echo!
Oh, with the Lethal Ignition, it's ticking down Livy! Crimson Beacon and the regen both baited before a big fight. And guess what? The Paquito can make her way up top. Cine gets away from Chev in the mid lane. It's a free turret for Chell down below. And this is what makes Vitality special. At MWI, they're just so clean. At damage control, that's one when they start losing in the early game, but then at converting on objectives after every small victory they get.
Once again, it reflects their experience, right? They've been in this position over and over. And the one thing that I really paid attention to during these particular team fights is the Sky Piercer procs that unfortunately Cine will have her hands on. I think she should be at 20 stacks at this stage. She already has the glowing one as well. So it won't be as easy now for Falcons. And they need to be aware of the stacks coming in. Oh, wait a second, Violet.
Yep, caught in the midst of it all. Already pinned down by the heavy spin. AOG and the Breakable coming down, but now it's going to be Livy with the Crimson Beacon, knocking Cine up. Straight into Raimundo. Chev trying to flank, but look at Vival. She's taking all that shred damage from me with the flicker in. And a killing spree at that. Chell knows him on for. Still a bit of damage. That's going to be the conceal to bring Echo back into the fight. Echo on their turret. A triple kill for Echo on the Paquito.
What has she been on lately? MWI has just been a highlight reel for her from day number 1. At some point, she was the weakest link of Team Vitality. This year, she steps it up and sets a statement. And it looks like Violet is looking for something of her own.
Yeah, can't do much though. It's a heavy spin, rooted in place by Vivian. And yeah, I agree with you. You know, earlier we've had a talk about jungle or XP. You know what? I might have to go back to XP now that Fumiyeko's pulling this off. 5-0-2 on the Paquito. Vivo's just doing her job on the Akai, right? 007. Just enabling the rest of the team, enabling the damage dealers. Fumiyeko's
Sev!
2 jabs and knockout, sending Sev straight back home. Oh god! Usually it's the person walking into the bush that gets cooked. I don't know. That was rough.
Opposite Kumar.
Ramuk?
Rumak. Oh wait, no, you're right. It's Ramuk.
It's Ramuk. It's Ramuk.
Well, there you go. 7,000 gold lead still for Team Vitality. And I'm just still so speechless and breathless of the development of Fumiyeko. Yesterday when she picked up the Lapu Lapu, it was crazy. Arlot was also insane, and now she brings out the Alice and the Paquito. And now Team Vitality are knocking on the base of Team Falcons. They have a Lord on the way. It's only been 10 minutes. And I feel like Team Falcons don't have the best clear.
They really don't, no. The carry is good at dealing with the Lord, but that's about it. And if she utilizes that cycle on the ultimate straight up, not going to be great for the rest of the team when it comes to the skirmishes. Vivian already flicker, the Wrath of the Dryad lands, but it's just onto Raimundo, who's still there. Shifting Skies on 2, but the rest of the team is able to disengage in time as Sev walks up in the back, but it's just the frontliners tanking up a Storm as the Revitalize coming down, and the Shifting Skies again, this time up top for Mieko. Still trying to deal damage. Lantern Flare picking up the Panda, but Zinni gets the immobilization down on Liv. Lord still up. Up top is going to be the Cannon Minion. Liv taking a ton of damage over. And they've cracked open the base already. Base turret number 1 taken down in the mid lane. They're going to try to push in these waves to get another top lane. Highest priority to get the far lane control. You always got to look at Fumieko whenever she's in a 1v1. Purify can't save her. Shifting Skies on 3, but it's only Vivian that gets brought back as Chell is kiting them in the back. Zinni's kiting away right now as Livbox 7 gets the double. Fumieko waiting for the moment. Falcons have defended well.
1-for-2 trade, and they lose Zinni in the process. So the stacks on the Sky Piercer are going to reduce quite a bit. They lose Vivian in the process, and they fail to take the side lane inhibitor turrets. Falcons, I would say they walk away, and they walk away clean here, right? All they need to do now is try to find a moment where Liv can execute these team fights a lot better. I think spacing is going to be ever as important. Vival and Vivian, though, aren't going to be easy to push through. Wait a second, Shell! She gets taken out!
Absolutely, Falcons know when to pounce. It's almost like they got that bird eye view of what's happening on the map. Chell took the purple buff, stayed a bit too long. Fumieko wants to go for the punish. Order with a knockout strike on Zev. Good peel though. Fumieko thrown back again. That's gonna be a big shutdown for Raimundo. Violet jumping to the back, now jumping all over. It's the rest of the team trying to peel for her, but it's Violet over there with Livy to take Zinni down. Vitality's crumbling, the Lantern Flare to bring her back into Liv. All of a sudden, the game's back to level. That 8,000 gold lead now down to 2,000 as Zev will try to take the purple buff. Vivian, the mother of tanks, is able to save the purple, but that's about it. I don't know, Zev, because she made that move onto the purple buff, she needs to recall, and that delays this take for just a bit.
That's true, but it does still surmount a comeback angle here for Team Falcons. The fact that they were able to get that move onto Shell, the fact that they were able to look for that opening, that was brilliant. Team Vitality, after that, they looked scrambled in that particular team fight. They lost Zinni in the process. They lost a lot of members in the process. And now Team Falcons are the ones to pick up the Lord here in the 13th minute of the game. Wow.
Wow, wow, wee, wow.
Wow, wee, wee, wow.
Is that the new one? Is that the updated one?
Could be. Okay,
Falcons ID. Now let's see how they capitalize on the Lord. So far, they've been great at setting up ambushes. Just like this, just a bit of poke onto Vival. Straight to half HP. Chell's gotta be really careful, man. Gank down below for first blood. And the second time around, it's just overextension. Shifting Skies! Baiting on the Purify. Good Wrath of the Dryad to disengage, but now the AOG comes through. Vivian got knocked up in the Lantern Flare, but it's not enough as Fumi Echo makes her move into the bottom lane. Now let's see how Vitality deal with this. On the base they go. It's Fumi Echo taking the turret down, and it's a winning trade at the end. Falcons ID though with the Flying Clouds going in, getting the assassination with the help of Livy.
So Fumi Echo here gets a taste of her own medicine, and then she gets ambushed. But she didn't realize, you know, I thought it was going to be a 1v1. It turns out they brought Livy with her. So a little unfair, but obviously they still got the job done. Fumi Echo, however, despite losing her life, was able to get that inhibitor turret in the bottom side, and that is going to work in favor of Team Vitality come the next Lord that should spawn in under 90 seconds now. The thing is, the carry has her power spike down too. Wait a second, Violet.
Shifting skies, Cine has to move away. Wrath of the Dryad taunts Violet just a bit. Cine goes past the wall right now as Seven's able to cut him down. Raimundo picks up the kill. Vivian has to jump away with the flicker. Immortality already down, and now she's gonna be caught, bursted out by Liv. Vitality down just to play it safe. Falcons ID have taken control of the map. But like you mentioned, Eterna, that is true. When the Lord spawns back again, Vitality will still have that far lane control, and it's up to Falcons ID to try to send someone down below and play it quick.
So the big question is, who are they going to send, right? I don't think if they...
It has to be Chev.
And I don't think Chev can be alone.
Nope.
Because 1v1 against a Paquito, we saw what happened earlier on in the top side. If they send Chev alone... See, this is the overthinking that is going to happen here for Falcons, and Team Vitality are sure to make way of it. You can see how much damage Fumi Echo is actually building here with everything popped up here, the Malefic Roar, the Hunter Strike. So imagine that first burst of damage from the Paquito, the first jab that occurs. That is going to be a problem. They're going to have to send maybe one or more than two people down if they want to try and win that 1v1 against Fumi Echo, because at this stage in time, Fumi Echo is the king of the far lane.
There's something that has gone downhill though. The Sky Piercer stacks of Cine. She's just building it up very calm, very steadily, but now it's all gone. So she won't have that execution factor. Chev, this is a very scary position to be holding. Oh my god, Vivil spots her. Chev's gonna have to try to pull off a crazy run right now. She goes for the recall inside of the bush. Vivil's shaking. Goes into the bush. Chev gets read out. Now Fumi Echo with the chase. Chev gets away with the fracture, and that's about it. Great escape. Crazy composure. Now it's Raimundo with a taunt on a no flicker tree. Forces out the Wrath of the Dryad. The rest of the team can't really go and pop in. Flicker up in 10 seconds, but Vivian is already half HP. Has to pop in the region, and now Fumi Echo is gonna collide with Chev again. This time with a knockout strike. Takes away the immortality, baits out the AOG. Raimundo with Revitalize as well. Now Vitality take back control over the Lord with a Paquito clearing down bot. Falcons ID gotta make a call. It's either they send Chev down. They can't contest this neutral objective.
Team Vitality, what's the call as well? Do they want to go for the burst in? Because Fumi Echo is knocking on the base, and here comes Violet.
Shifting skies onto the back right now. They're still trying to gamble it despite having no jungler in the midst of this team fight. Violet buying a bit of time. Vivian getting caught already. Fumi Echo cutting the waves, proxying it all the way so that Falcons ID can't punish. Now it's a cut from Livy, it seems. But no, she just ends up going for the wave. Fumi Echo gets to the bush in time. Vitality have secured the Lord.
Just like that. Just like that. It's simple chess at this stage, right? When we go around these Lord fights, it's a chess battle between two minds.
They had to make a decision whether to stop pushing down below, sending someone else, or to fight. They made both decisions, but contesting the Lord with no jungle.
They could have collapsed bot.
Exactly.
Like, that could have been a decision as well, but the Lord is going to be pushing, and interestingly enough, they're actually not going to push with it, so they don't really get an advantage with the Lord thing anyway.
Nope. Falcons ID did a fantastic job dealing with the waves and getting a trade off of that. Remember, it was Vivian taken out in that skirmish, so not much they can do without their main frontliner. So it's back to a stalemate. It's back to building up. And in this endgame, it's all about the far lane. Again, for Vitality, they have the advantage down below, especially with Fumi Echo on the Paquito. 1v1, it ain't gonna work. I think for Falcons ID, they just gotta gamble around neutral objective.
I think that's what they're gonna do.
Even then, it's hard though, because Fumi Echo just stand by, looking for that back door down below.
But I think that's what they're going for. Look at that rotation coming in from Team Falcons. They're sending literally 3 of their members. I think they want to be able to protect the jungle, give them a little bit more time. I think the buff is spawning very, very soon. There's still 80 seconds left for the next neutral objective to spawn as well. So I want to know the adaptations from Team Falcons. They proved to us yesterday that they can make adaptations in the game. Now, up against the very best, will they be able to pull off something similar?
That's a good question. Right now, it looks like they're on track to do it. Liv has all her items. They have enough peel for her, and it comes down to protect Liv. If Liv can live, they can win.
I get it.
Yeah, nice. Vitality, though, it's really all about controlling the neutral objectives and breaking the box of Falcons ID, right? It's a front-to-back classic up against Vitality, want to attack from different angles. The thing is, though, Falcons ID still have that X factor in Chev. She can come in from behind. She can actually look for the assassination on Chell once the Zaman force is down. So it just comes down to execution at this point. It comes down to that macro decision-making as well. And so far, Vitality have looked cleaner on that department. Damage taken, though. The tree is taking a beating.
Damn. Violet as well.
That's surprising, yeah. Violet's taken so much with Raimundo.
Because I feel like every time we look at these team fights between these two teams, it always seems like Violet is the one to initiate first, and then there's like that engage after with the AOG coming. So obviously they're the ones that are absorbing as much damage, and they're just there to kind of just stand there to allow Livy and Liv to do their thing. And so far in these team fights, it's kind of worked. So is it possible for them to force another 5v5?
They can force a 5v5, but up top the minions will take the base turret down. And it'll go straight to the base. Livy shows herself up top. Vitality hold the Lord on the edge of a reset. And they send Fumi Echo down below again. It's the build-up play. It's all about that Lord dance. And Vitality, they have the composure to do it. Falcons ID, they have to make a decision while the wave isn't shoved in. Now it's a bit too late.
That's the decision though. They're sending Carry and Gato Kacha on the bottom side of the map.
And that gives Vitality the green light to go for this Lord. They're going to try to utilize this Lord as bait, though. It's all about baiting Falcons into a 3v4. Fumi Echo into the mid lane, trying to get the prio there. She knows there's going to be an auto build, slow push down below, as long as Vitality are the ones to hold this Lord.
And that's the call. Fumi Echo looks like she's rotating back towards the bottom side of the map. Falcons, you gotta think about this housekeeping. There still is a potential backdoor angle that Fumi Echo could do.
Oh, scary position to be holding there. Vitality, they know this wave is going to be slow pushing, so they just continuously reset the Lord. Fumi Echo finally shows up, so it's going to be 2 waves crashing down on Falcons ID. They send Chev down below. This should be it for Vitality. They should just go straight for it. Chev shows up without the reset. Vitality, they see the jungle down below. They're going to go straight for the Lord. No retribution in sight for Falcons ID.
I don't think they can get there in time. What?
That's a massive pick in the bottom lane. Now they have to go for the burst, but it's an evolved Lord. Vivo's right there, shifting skies, delaying it already. It's Vivo with a heavy spin. Chev's going to walk up as well. The knockup comes through.
Wow.
Chev with the Steel City with there. Knocked up, and now it's Liv tearing up the frontliners. Liv goes godlike. Wave down below is good, but it's an evolved Lord in the 23rd minute of the game for the Falcons.
They've done it. They've done the unthinkable. They've outsmarted the defending champions. Ladies and gentlemen, evolved Lord on the way there in the top side of the map. And that was a decisive, quick thinking by Team Falcons, I would say. They bursted down Fumi Echo. Liv's damage is already up there. And now 12 seconds left. 27 seconds left for Vivian and City to come back into the game.
This is a bit greedy from Falcons ID. Instead of using the wave up top with the Lord, they're trying to utilize the waves in the bottom lane. They can just jump it in. Shifting skies, baited out. Chell's able to escape with his on force as well. They're going in without the evolved Lord up top. Raimundo is going to get taken very low. They're fighting under a base turret with no minions. They're trying to brute force it, and they've gotten punished for it. Falcons ID, they had a shot, but Vitality survived. They don't even lose a single base turret. That was absolutely botched by Falcons ID.
The Lord is still on the way. The Lord is still watching and marching But Raimundo is out of the picture. Even if they close this out, it's still a 4v5 situation. And they definitely do not have the advantage with it. And I think they know. They're still rotating towards it. Sev is looking... Oh, wait a second. Violet looks for another pick.
Yeah, Lantern Flare as well. Chell pops his Zaman Force. No one. Vivel is able to pin her down. Violet goes down straight up as they play with Chell. They took this fight 4v5 and it's not looking good as Fumieko goes for the knockout strike. Winter Crown already used with a fracture as well, but Fumieko comes back in. Immortality delays the death by a bit, but City's right there and picks up the kill on Livy with the glowing wand. And now the questions start to arise again. Falcons ID. What was the vision of trying to brute force a base turret Chev? Now in the mid lane.
They did it out of haste and it did not pay off. And opportunities like that don't come twice against a team like Vitality. Fumieko now in a 1v1 against Chev. Chev fighting for her dear life, but she's gonna be sandwiched.
Raimundo with the AOG, a desperate one at that. Now it's Liv. 1v3 in a defense. It's everything thrown at her. Just a cannon minion. City takes her down. Vitality take game one after a back and forth and a confusing Falcons ID call that will certainly send everybody in backstage